Hi everybody, Dan Oman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free, exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator, exclusively on DRF Bets.
Hi everyone, I'm David Aragona, and welcome to the March 23rd edition of Horses to Watch, where we carefully analyze trips from the past week, looking for horses that might have encountered adversity and could be worth betting back when they run back in the future. Just have a couple of replays to discuss this week, both from the same day last week at Aqueduct. It was their Saturday card, March 19th. Going to talk about a couple of races a little bit later in the day, beginning with race 6. It's a maiden special weight race for New York breds, going 6.5 furlongs. These are 3-year-olds, and it's a large field of 14 runners. Let's break these runners from the gate, and I want to focus on the number 7, Modern Midas. You might recall this is a horse that actually has made 2 appearances on the Horses to Watch show for now, because he was a horse I highlighted in his career debut, and once again, this is his second career start, and there's a similar issue. He just has a bit of a stumble out of the starting gate, and you see him highlighted there towards the back of the pack. And when you're in a 14-horse race and you don't break well, that's a real detriment to your ability to achieve a high result. And you could see this horse trying to move through traffic towards the back of the pack, but he's just in a difficult situation right from the start because of that slow break. And that issue is compounded by the fact that if you watch a lot of the races from this past Saturday card at Aqueduct, the kickback was really intense. And the way that manifests in horses' performance is they have trouble making up ground. So the horses that start out towards the front of the pack are typically the horses that are most successful. And you're going to see that occur in this race as the number 8, 12, and 4, the horses that are towards the front end right now, are going to complete the trifecta in this race. And when you see horses that are towards the front end on days when the kickback is really intense, it's typically the horses that come back and cross the wire clean, as in they're not covered in dirt. And you can see that the horses that are racing in behind that have been trying to close from the back of the pack, like the number 7 Modern Midas, who you can see just leaving the screen there, closing on the outside. He's just covered in dirt by the time they get to the top of the stretch, and he's actually going to make up quite a bit of ground to close from last place to get all the way up to 4th. Just as they cross the wire, he's going to edge out that horse that he's passing right across the finish line to get up for 4th in this race. But this is a Jeremiah Engelhardt maiden who, as I said, this was the second start of his career. In his debut, while he had a troubled start that day as well, it really wasn't his fault first time out. He got badly sandwiched between horses at the start, got squeezed out of position. This time it was a bit more of his fault because he stumbled of his own volition. But I just think it was kind of fluky circumstances at both career starts that caused this horse to break slowly. And if he can get out of the gate better next time, I think he can show a lot more speed and be more effective in his races. He only got a 51 buyer for this performance. I do think he has a lot more ability than that speed figure would indicate. So he's a horse that I do believe has the talent to break out of the maiden ranks next time out, just has to sort out those gate issues and break cleanly in his next start. I want to also highlight another race from Saturday's card, March 19th at Aqueduct. This was 2 races later. Race 8, New York bred optional claiming 45,000, non-winners of 2 other than the allowance condition, going 6 furlongs on the main track. Let's break these runners from the gate. I'm going to focus on the number 9, Prince of Pharaohs. This is another large field, and as you pick these horses up just coming out of the gate, you can see the horse in the black with the pink sleeves in mid-pack there. That's Prince of Pharaohs, and you can't really tell in the pan shot. If you can check out the head-on shot on your own, it's maybe a bit more instructive, but this horse got sandwiched between runners coming out of the starting gate, and then a few strides out of the gate, got shuffled back badly out of position, and that's why he winds up so far back in the pack in the early going. And like I was saying with regard to Modern Midas, this was that Saturday card at Aqueduct where it was really difficult to make up ground. And you see a similar phenomenon here where horses that were towards the front of the pack early, not having to deal with that kickback, are the ones that are most successful in this race. And the 3 horses that are contesting the pace coming to the quarter pole are going to be the 3 horses first across the wire once again. But check out that horse towards the back of the pack, the number 9, Prince of Pharaohs, who is highlighted there, swinging to the far outside in that pink cap now. Again, one of these horses that is completely covered in dirt coming through the stretch, but he's going to close pretty effectively effectively to get up for fourth in this race. And you really see there's nobody making up a whole lot of ground from the back of the pack except for this horse, who's quickly passing horses on the outside to get up into that super effective position by the time this race is over. Now, I want to highlight this performance because this is the first time that this horse was turning back to a sprint distance in quite a while. He had been competing farther than this in his recent starts, mostly going a mile. I think on a couple occasions he went 7 furlongs, but this was his first time going as short as 6 furlongs, maybe ever in his career. Really not since the beginning of his career has he gone a sprint distance like this. And I thought, considering the poor start and the way the track was playing, he actually handled it pretty well. And I wonder if this is a horse moving forward that might be better off going these shorter distances. He's going out for a barn, Linda Rice, that has not had a whole lot of success at this Aqueduct meet. Her barn has been pretty cold for a little while now, but maybe a performance like this that was subtly troubled could bode well for this horse moving forward, especially if the barn can start to turn things around moving into the spring meet at Aqueduct and into Belmont Park. This is a horse that I would keep my eye on because he had been off form, but I think he showed some subtle signs of life in this performance from last Saturday at Aqueduct. So just a couple of horses to watch to highlight this week. If you want to follow these horses moving forward, you can add them to your horse watch on DRF.com. Just add them to a list and you'll get email notifications when these horses run back in the future. Thanks for tuning in this week, and make sure to catch future episodes of Horses to Watch on upcoming Wednesdays.